it's sure a different world that we're living in now with Movement Ventures and Quizzer. I don't know for sure what the number is, but I think when we raised our seed round of funding, it was like 500 pages of legal agreements. It was just intense and serious, and in that way. And I'm sure every additional round of funding or any change of control at Movement Ventures would be similar, and it's just kind of a little bit of a different game. With Fit Marketing, I loved the process by and large. I mean, there's always things that are hard when you're selling your business, and I've heard people say to me that if you don't feel like a few times in the process that you want to just stop and quit and forget it and not do it, that you're lucky. And there were times like we're going through it, I kind of felt like, holy cow, I'm pulling my hair out. This is so frustrating. But I think our approach is what made it generally a really positive experience, and that was this. My partner Dave and I, we looked at the landscape. He had all kinds of really big opportunities people wanted to have. He's now the CEO of a company called Page Launch, which is a really cool company that had some good backing and was growing really quickly. And so as I stepped into the role at Quizzer, Dave and I had a lunch, and he said, I've got these opportunities, but I'm so excited about what we're doing at Fit. I'm just kind of having a hard time sorting through this. And when I looked at the opportunities that he had, I said, Dave, let's make this easy. Let's just sell Fit. I mean, it's time. It's time. I'm not going to come back and jump back into the game at Fit. I'm solely focused on Quizzer and have been for the last year. And if it's about recognizing really where we want to go in life and what will get us there most quickly. And so once we'd made that decision, then there were a few ways we could go about it. We could hire a business broker and have someone go out and kind of beat the streets and try to find the very best deal for us. Or we felt like the path that we wanted to take is we knew basically the players who could actually take really good care of our customers and our clients, our employees and our clients. It's not that big of a space here in Utah. We felt like we knew who the people were who were really serious about the work and who had a good culture. And so we said, look, if we're going to sell it to somebody here, there's a few viable targets. And I was surprised that when we let people know that Fit was available, how we had like 6 interested parties really fast, very interested parties, and then 3 serious offers quite quickly. And I felt like at that point we could have, you kind of have a choice. This is a thing you hear a lot in the marketing world, which is like you can optimize for speed, for quality, or for price. And I felt like we kind of had a similar choice with with the acquisition. We could do it. The deal with that is it's a 3-legged stool. You get to choose two of those things that you want to have, right? So speed, quality, and price. And we said, look, if we hire a business broker, we can probably optimize for price. But if we just do it ourselves, we can optimize for speed and for quality, for the right kind of people. So we didn't get anybody else involved. We kept the legal fees to a minimum. I mean, we both of us had attorneys, the people that were acquiring us. We basically had a lot of people that were interested, and we kind of found out what the best offer was. We knew who the people were that could take really good care of our team, and we said, okay, let's do it. It was a quick process. It was pretty seamless. Our team went over to their team. They paid us. Cut over date, everything just kind of fell into place. And I think it was a credit to both parties. But yeah, we rather than optimizing in this case for what I felt like was the highest possible price that we could get, I felt like doing it fast and going with the right people was more important. And at the end of the day, we walked away with the cash we were happy with. So.
And two very brief questions off of that. The first one is, what multiple was used? Was it a 2, 5, 10? And was it based, I won't ask you numbers specifically, but was it based upon annual revenue or annual sales types of clients? Can you give us kind of an indication as to how people can measure their own worth, looking kind of forward at their own companies in this space?
Yeah, so if you're an agency and you're doing really well, I feel like, from my experience, maybe some people have done it better depending on the technology they have or the customer base they have or whatever it might be. But if you can get a 2x on your annual revenue, then you're doing really, really well. It's a digital agency. So more common would be 1x or 1.2x or maybe a little less than that, depending on how the business was doing. And so in our case, I felt like we probably could have gotten, I don't know if we would have gotten to the 2x. I think we could have gone 1 or above. we actually went a little bit below that, and that's where I say we didn't optimize for price. It was just fine for us to move on quickly in a way that everyone was taken care of. And so that's where we made a hard decision to, I think even if we would have, with not hiring a business broker, if we would have just said, let's take another 6 months and really make sure we've talked to everybody there is to talk to, that we've kind of, taken those conversations as far as they could go, we probably could have gotten it higher. But here's, I guess, the bottom line is we looked at it and we realized we're pretty good. We're pretty happy if we walk away with the exit where it was at. Again, no debt, cash in your pocket, additional payments to come over the next 3 years. And for both Dave and for me, it was even more important to know everybody was taken care of. And then the spots that we find ourselves in, where I'm here at Quizzer and he's over at Page Launch, we can't complain.